Good morning, everyone.
Is it a morning?
It's always morning when I'm here.
Right
Welcome back. I'm here, ready to love all of you independently for all the things that make you guys great.
Oh boy.
And you too, Christopher.
That's Baby J. Welcome in, everybody.
I'm back.
Paint liquor.
I've survived. I'm alive. Hello.
We've got Blood Walrus, T-Smith. Hello, everybody.
Great to see you all. Those of you who I did see at Adepticon this last couple weeks, it was fantastic to see you all.
Yep.
As you know, because I said it to your faces, for all of you who were not able to make it out to Adepticon, it is great to see you guys again. I'm back here to show you how to paint some cool fur stuff.
Nice. And hey, look at this. Blood Walrus. Thank you for that sub. A Wild Baby J has appeared. He's here. This is Jordan. Welcome in, everybody. I'm super glad that... Oh, look at that. Speaking of Iterator, 7 months.
7 months.
Howdy, everyone.
It's weird that I can't see that anymore.
Oh, I know.
I'm like looking at the screen for where the notification
is. I want
is.
you to paint.
You know what?
I run a tight ship.
You're beautiful.
We're great. All right. So, Jordan, what are we doing today?
Hey, so I have been told from the monsters up high who reside within the clouds and the ceilings of Monument Hobbies that I'm going to be painting fur for you today.
Nice. Great.
No,
good.
Chris and I had a nice chat this morning when we were talking about what we wanted to do on stream today.
Yep.
And Mr. Phillip,
Phillip,
he who is the new guy, the new employee of the month all the time, every month, has this cool, not quite bear guy.
It's called an Argush from it is DGS Games.
There you go.
Free Blades.
Free Blades. We are very cool. We're very excited to try this game out. It sounds like a bunch of fun.
That's right.
We got all this cool stuff to paint. It's actually a cool model.
It is.
Seeing it put together now, like I definitely have a lot of cool ideas on how we can paint it up.
We're doing a quick fur workup. Oh, speaking of Thumb Palette enthusiasts, 2 months.
Hey,
Avian with the bits. Owners all above the painting for putting program at my local paint store. Nice. We are just so happy. All right. So Jordan,
yes, sir.
How we starting this thing off?
So one of the things that I really like to do when I'm painting fur like this, especially traditionally sculpted fur, like you see here, you can tell. I don't know if we can get a big old giant punch in on this. Yeah. Whoa! That's right. You can actually see.
That's right.
It's hard for me to see here because of the glare on the screen. But can you see that nicely?
Detail? We can see the texture for sure.
Okay, so you can tell that this is traditionally sculpted because you can see all the kind of the puncture marks where they push in with their little needle to create all the fur texture, which is a really interesting way that they use to create fur texture. You can definitely especially see it on the back, right? It's a very recognizable texture. I tend to prefer to hand paint this kind of texture instead of doing dry brushing on it. And we're going to kind of walk through that process here today. If you want to go back out to the normal zoom there, sure. Christopher. So one of the things that I really like to do, that I've mentioned before, but we're going to kind of dig into a little bit more here on stream today, is the concept of volumetric highlighting. This is kind of where you break down the core shapes and establish your highlights and shadows kind of in one step. This is a really, really easy way to find out and do some sketch work on how you want the model to look with very little application of actual paint. So instead of building up color, we're going to take some good, strong colors that cover really nicely, and we're going to throw those into the areas of shadow and highlight where we want them. So we're also going to be working from a warm undertone to cool highlight shadow, or highlight shadow. I don't know how to speak today.
That's okay.
But that's okay. Highlight shadows are cool.
Hey, we are here for chat. We the people.
The people are here for chat?
That's right.
Or the chat are here for the people.
It's funny because when I've been doing this bit to Jason and he loves it. We the people.
We the people.
We the people are painting with you, Jordan H.B. Lamb, because we want it done and painted. Yes, it is a lot of fur. So we the people, the hype train.
Is the hype train leaving the station?
Hype train is leaving the station. Choo choo.
Doot doot. I wish we had a train choo-choo noise. Would be great. But Christopher's let me down.
Well, now I have to get... Oh, no. Uh-oh. I got to get one of those classic wooden choo-choo horns.
Oh, my gosh. Jason is going to be so sad that he was not here to prevent us from coming up with that today on stream.
No, I'm not doing... T. Schmidt, no buttons here. It is all analog. All analog noise for you.
So... just so you guys know what colors I'm using here, I'm mixing a little bit of dark plum and dark umber for kind of like a nice kind of purpley, warm brown color. Just because I like purple a lot, so I tend to use it a lot when I paint stuff, or plum as well. I'm thinning this down just a little bit, just so we can throw it on easier. But you can kind of see how I'm just targeting all of those areas of shadow, and I'm just throwing it on.
Nice.
The model. And I'm being quick about it. The nice thing about doing this is it lends to painting things really quickly. Yeah. So that you can save a lot of time on models like this that are kind of just intended to just be put on the table quickly. Yeah. It's not something you want to spend a ton of time on making it look super duper fancy. But we can achieve a really, really nice look with very minimal amount of effort by doing this sort of thing. So that's what the goal is. Minimal effort, high quality result.
I feel like that sometimes also gives you that sense of satisfaction. Right?
Oh, totally.
Especially like getting something done and on the table.
There's such a wonderful feeling about putting a model or an army or a model or a crew or whatever that you've finished painting on the table and seeing it. It's so wonderful. All right. That feeling is hard to ignore.
Let me go back to some of these subs. Punisher,
Whoop.
Razor,
Whoop.
Thank you all so much for these subs. Punisher.
Also, I just want to
54 months.
I just want to put a shout out there for all of the follows and the subs that I have missed while being chained in the basement for so long. You guys are awesome. Oh. Let it be known that I love you guys too.
Wow. Good.
There you go. That's how we do it.
I think you just caught up.
You just caught up.
That's all you needed right there.
That's all you needed.
You just caught up with us.
Sometimes all it takes is a nice little chat and conversation where you acknowledge the fact that you haven't been there as often as you'd like to be because you've been chained in the basement.
That's right.
And then you say that it's great to be here.
Oh, Papa Chicken.
Papa Chicken.
Let's read this out loud because we know and love Papa Chicken's dad jokes. Just letting you all know that I think my account has been hacked. For a second, I read that, Papa Chicken, and I'm like, oops, that's not good.
That's
so
not good.
If you receive a message from me about canned meat, don't open it. It's spam.
Oh,
hello.
That one's actually perfect because it brings you in. It gets you with that false sense of the feeling for your fellow man, and then it rips the feet right out from under you, and replaces it with a terrible dad joke that's actually quite good.
That is a good hook.
All right, so kind of mostly done with that shadow area now. And now we're going to move over to red gray. Mm-hmm. A little bit of dark umber in it.
And these are some new, just so that everybody knows, just a reminder, the amp colors are going live tomorrow on the site.
They most certainly
are. If you did not catch it, if you didn't catch it yet at Adepticon, tomorrow's your time. 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Tomorrow is
Get ready.
The time. And this is kind of like almost like a wet blending type deal where we're just kind of letting the colors blend together as we're kind of almost stippling these onto the surface. But you basically just want to focus on the areas.
Hype Train, thank you so much. This is great, chat.
This is red gray by itself we're using on the top here.
T. Schmid, that's a great question. I do not remember why. Is it tomorrow yet, Little Billy? No. Oh, here's a good one, which is not a good one. I want to get the amp colors, but I'm not sure which of them taste best.
Uh-oh.
No, false. Which one? Now, I will spin that into a positive question. Which one would you pick up first? Well, here's the easy answer. Pick them both up.
Yep.
But they're all, oh, gosh, when was it? It feels like an eternity ago. But Friday, Jason used that. I think he used green gray on the dead flesh, and now I want to redo so many zombies. It's so good.
Just wait until you start using the this color. This is one of
one?
my favorite colors. Bright green blue. I love this color.
That's a good color.
Just wait. I have it on my palette right now to use for this. Believe it or not.
Oh, I'm totally. Yes, Zambies. We are doing some fur.
Zambies.
Here's what's up. I am going to get a choo-choo train little whistle. The little wooden ones. 100%. I'm going to just do that for when people sub. I'm so into this. Amazon, oh Amazon.
You wanna throw it over to my palette?
Don't ever throw anything. That would be such a mess. Oh, there it is. Show us the ways.
All right, so you can kind of see that I'm just kind of pulling the colors together and generically mixing them up a little bit. I'm not being super specific with how I apply this or how I mix it up, but this kind of gives you an idea of where we're going.
Yeah.
In the application process and the mixing process. And you can kind of see how I'm just really putting those brighter areas on only those spots where that color should reside. You can see how like the top part of the shoulder is nice and bright. Down here, it's much less bright. We're going to adjust that a little bit because we're going to go even brighter. But just the red gray by itself has this really nice brightness to it.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to finish this by doing a little bit of like texture blending with a brush later, but we really want to just establish the values right now, right? So we're talking about bright and shadow. So we're really focusing on that specific part of the model. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit the top part of these arms with more of this red gray.
Avian's asking, what are we doing, volume work? Is this considered volume work?
Yes, it's been called a lot of different things. I tend to call it volumetric highlighting or volumetric sketching, right? You're basically painting the volumes in their loose shapes without super big attention to like the very finite details of it. It works really well on models like this that don't have a lot of extra detail to them. But it can be applied in almost any sort of situation. Right over there.
I just found a wooden train whistle for myself.
Christopher.
Oh.
How often?
4 whistle tones. What? Oh my gosh. I am delighted to have this come to my door April 8th.
Yes. I'm so glad that I can contribute to your knowledge of such items and such ideas.
Beep, beep. Oh, wow.
We're really going to make Jason get really sad and excited about this.
Papa Chicken. I'm going to wait till I resub. But I'm trying to get as fast as possible, chat. Now, April 9th is when the train whistle's coming. You better hop on this train, baby.
Oh my gosh. How have you guys been with Christopher at the helm? Has he been driving you guys
says, I don't know why I read the stream title and thought you were painting fur on Baby J. Very close, Game Delay. Very close.
I feel like the fur on Baby J would be less exciting than what's happening right now.
Wizard's Butt cut color set coming tomorrow. No, Spencer Armstrong. It is not. But in other news, the AMP colors drop tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you don't know what Mountain Standard Time is, look up Phoenix on Google. So do you see how Chris is now? Oh, yes. Avian says, Baby J, do you see how Chris is now? That's his steady state. That's right. I'm always in control. I'm like the Hulk. I'm always angry. That's why I'm always nice.
Wait,
you
what?
See me angry.
That math don't math.
Well,
that math don't math.
If I'm ever angry, I'll be
Sir, that math does not math. I like this. This is cool. This is a nice palette of colors. We've only used 3 colors so far, too, which is
Burgundy
really
is one of my absolute fave colors to paint, and the Pro Acryl one is stellar. In the day, I had a fully painted... Hold, please.
Hold, please?
Hold. Oh, okay. Thought for a second the chat was going.
Excuse me, Chris.
Is everybody good? I thought we had a little blip. Nope, we're good. We're back. Sorry. We're back. I thought we were down for a second.
Christopher, watch yourself.
Okay. Spaznet. That's ridiculously silly and funny. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? They both have the same middle name. That's hilarious. Oh, that is actually kind
of... All right.
Papa Jenkins asking, what could possibly be better than new paints tomorrow? Train whistle. That's right.
A train whistle is exciting, everyone.
We won't tell Jason. I'll just do it all of a sudden.
You really just need to do it.
Valder the Red. Oh, I don't know why I'm laughing because I pressed the wrong button. I meant to clap. 10 months. That's what I
meant to clap. Wow, Christopher, you really
It's all right. Cougar, no, there will not be any blood on this fur workup.
It'd be pretty cool, actually.
For now. Maybe there will be.
Oh, gosh. Jason's water is so gross.
Oh,
dude.
You're telling me.
Dude.
You're telling me in chat. We've been experiencing that. Don't drink that. Don't drink any water that has paint in it. What are you doing now?
All right, so I'm just kind of smoothing out some of those blends we already got going on.
Yeah.
We are also kind of covering up some of these areas. We have a little bit of patch here that I need to put in. And then once we kind of get this model covered, we're going to push the highlights and shadows a little bit more even.
Well.
Well. It isn't of the house.
Is it going to be plaid? No. Oh, he'll find a way to put blood on it. Now, yes. Jordan, why would you decide to go brush? Because a typical thing people would probably want to do is dry brush. Why are you going this way with fur?
So, generally speaking, fur like this doesn't have a ton of great texture to dry brush with. You'll notice that a lot of the 3D sculpted fur, which has a lot more of the like clumps, I wonder if we have anything here that's got a good representation of that. But even if we did, be pretty easy to see. You'll notice that the fur is like, it's sculpted kind of like it is on the back of here, but it has little chunks that are kind of sculpted together. Yeah. That stuff generally dry brushes way better than this sort of thing does. This has that small little texture that's in it, and you can define it really, really well with brush strokes later on. But I find that dry brushing it doesn't really yield the same kind of results that you're typically looking for with something like this. Doesn't have enough volume of shape to be able to pick up on the dry brushing as well as I would like. Not that you can't do it. You totally can. But I find that this direction tends to look better as an end result.
Nice. Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Great job.
Hey, you know what, Christopher? Even greater job for you.
Wow. Wow.
Christopher also enjoys and deserves some kudos from time to time.
No, never. Kruger, first time seeing someone from you using such a big brush, except for the one stream on April 1st. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yes, the releases we released on April 1st when Jason and IRL was standing in front of me here producing live on April 1st, 2025. In the year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord.
Yes, it was me and Jason on April 1st in the flesh. And yeah, he released some cool colors in some very interesting new products. You know, inside of a bag o' krill? No, it's bag of krill. It's not bag o' krill. But yeah, Jason makes good stuff.
Is it bag of krill? Bag o' krill?
Yeah.
Bag of the acrylics?
Yep.
Pro of the bag of the acrylics?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All of the above. What are you doing now?
I'm putting some of those darker colors into the shadows, adding a little bit more of that purple, or plum, excuse me. In underneath kind of the knees and the butt. Into the armpits as well.
Knees in the butt. I have some really great news, chat.
Oh.
Actually, this is live. You guys ready for this? Live as of right now. I have some great news, chat. I just got a message. You ready? I will have the train whistle tomorrow evening. That's when it's getting delivered. Woo!
I can't believe you just went and did that.
All the whale followers temporarily very excited about Bag O' Krill. Game delay will give you that one. That's funny. Bag of O' Krill.
Bag of O' Krill.
That's hilarious. Now I just want a cartoon of a whale holding a bag of pro krill. Oh
man, how do we think of this kind of
bag
stuff?
Bag of krill. That's great.
All right. Guess what?
We're to get some pro bags. Oh my goodness. Now, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Why are you leaving some of that unpainted?
This back ridge part?
What are you doing? Are you doing a different work up there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a darker color of like a kind of a gray black.
Kruger's asking, are you glazing or are you just going for it?
I'm mashing paint onto the model.
That's right.
This is as easy as you can think of it.
No glazing here. He's whipping it on there, just flinging paint.
Whipping it on there, huh?
Slopping it on.
Is that what we're doing?
Slap Chop McGee.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa,
whoa,
hey
McGee.
Hey, whoa.
I'm going to need you to cool it there, McGee. Slap Chop McGee's got to cool it.
Let's take it easy with those terms in here, chat. We don't do that. It's a very heavy glaze. Some call it a base coat. That's right, Source. I'm still waiting for my mahogany gallon jugs. It's been years. I still want to. That's where they'd be hilarious if we could get some gallon paint. Oh, the Punisher's asking, have you considered painting it to look good instead of like this, Jordan?
Wow. You can leave right now.
Get
out!
Punisher's not in the room.
Punisher is in fact not in the room. He cannot leave the room.
Punisher, we still want you to stay. Heck, bye.
Oh, Christopher, you did not use the blue tack. I noticed this.
What's the matter? I couldn't get it. It was in the crate stuff. Shucks, I'm back. Welcome back, Punisher.
All right.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, for all of you just now tuning in, welcome. We are Monument Hobbies. We are the creators of the fancy paint you see in front of you called Pro Acryl. Jordan is doing a quick fur workup today.
Yep. And
he has promised us a result, chat.
Now that we are done kind of to this stage,
yeah,
we're going to start working in some thinner layers with some brighter colors. Mixing a little bit of cool gray in with the red gray. And I'm going to start building up the stronger highlights on the model.
What is this animal? It is a technically called an R-Grush, and the model is from DGS Games. Their game called Free Blades. It's an R-Grush, which I would assume is kind of like a bear badger combo. See, I'm reading. You know what?
We're going with that.
That's what I'm going with. You can take that to the bank.
You can't deposit it though.
Derpstick is asking, which is another good question. Can you recap from start to finish the paints you're going to be using?
Yeah. So started with dark plum plus a little bit of dark umber. And then we went from dark umber to red gray. And then red gray mixed with a little bit of cool gray is where we're at right now.
And for all of you just tuning in, tomorrow, the amp colors will go live on the website at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Be sure to get yours.
All right. So you can see I'm taking a damp brush and I'm kind of smushing this paint around. Using some of the wetness of the paint while it's still drying, so that I can maneuver it around a little bit and get nice kind of textural blends here.
You know, here's a question from Kruger. I wonder, because I'm sure you won't do it in this way, can we just paint the model with base colors, then wash it with black? Is this going to achieve the similar effect you're aiming for?
No. This model, in models like this, don't generally take to washes particularly well because the fur is sculpted so fine that there's not a whole lot for the wash to sit in the recesses of. So you end up with something that looks kind of really dirty and messy and just doesn't have a lot of shape or volume highlighted to it at all as a result of the wash. So it's not really the best tool for working with something like this. Something that's got more digitally sculpted fur, however, might work a lot better with something with those types of techniques. Yeah, if you look at fur on any of the plastic kits that you guys have got lying around, typically it's very, very common with those sorts of models.
Sure. It's a fun, nice workup.
Yeah. It's simple. You can see how I'm kind of starting to like refine where those areas of highlights are by pushing them a little bit brighter. Mm-hmm. It's just really simple and easy workup. And then once we go much brighter than this, I'm going to start doing actual like line textures with the brush. And that'll be kind of the finishing touch to bring it all together. Nice. And we still have an hour and a half, folks.
Oh, what? More to go. Is it true that only newbies use washes and dry brush?
Nope. Not at all. And if people are telling you that, they're wrong.
Oh, yeah. There's many, many examples out there
of
that being false.
Yeah. These washes and dry brushes, or washing and dry brushing as a technique, is very generally, it's just a tool, right? All of these techniques that we teach you guys are tools. They're designed specifically for use in the ways and the finishes that they result in. So, and they can all be done to a very, very high level, right? The technical application can be really on point. Dry brushing, wet blending, all these sort of things produce a very specific result, right? And that result can be good or can be bad depending on what you're trying to use it for, or depending on what your end goal is from a visual perspective, right? But they can all be used to great effect on almost anything that you're going to be using or painting. But some processes or some tools would be better than others, right? You don't take a hammer out to screw in oh my gosh.
Hammers to hammer. You use hammers to hammer things.
You don't
screwdrivers to screw things.
Yeah, exactly. What he said right there. Oh. I'm struggling a little bit, guys.
It's okay.
But you know, if you're using the right tool for the right job, you will get good results.
It's a tool. Think of them as a tool.
Yeah.
How different is the tone is red, orange, and orange, red? Which one would be better to highlight with pyro red?
Red, orange, orange, red. Where's orange, red?
You want to put them on the palette?
I mean, you can probably tell just by looking at them.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be honest.
Red, orange, and orange, red. There you go.
Very different. Orange, red is much darker and is more saturated. Red, orange, brighter, less intensely saturated. Right? So bold power red, you'd probably want to go with orange red, and then you'd probably want to go with red orange. Boom, boom. I don't know where I grabbed this from. Oops. Go right there. That's fine.
How does red orange compare to Nova orange? I would say Nova orange is a little bit more desaturated and
yeah, it's a little bit more desaturated, it's a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't even see that on camera.
Yep, there you go. It's a little bit more. Yeah, there it is.
You know what's really wonderful is that every single one of our oranges is very different from one another. They all have their own uses. Man, it's crazy looking at those oranges on screen and then looking at this. This is very much darker.
That's the workup, though. Yeah, Nova orange is a fun color. They're all the new amp colors are really fun. That gray green, Jason definitely has me on that undead skin kick.
We're on to cool gray.
Sorry, you said
this is cool gray.
What are you doing with this cool gray now?
I'm highlighting those spots. In fact, I'm going to grab.
Could you say that in a beautifully well-pitched sentence for my video edit?
No, sir.
Pretty please.
No. I've contacted my previous engagement, and I have decided to say no to you, sir.
I'm so
Good
sad.
Day.
One more time.
Yes, I can. All right. So, now, to proceed with the next step, we're... Stop laughing at me. You wanted it, I'm giving it to you.
All right, there you go.
All right. All right, to
reiterate something? Oh, he's cracking, chat. Oh, no. To reiterate.
All right, guys. Now that we have established a nice little bit of value for all the highlights and shadows, we're going to further push the highlights up with cool gray. I'm going to be grabbing my regular size 3 brush now instead of using the big old monster that I've been using, because we are going to be using a way of creating fur texture by just using line kind of scritches on the model. And the idea is we want to further the concept of that fur texture by using these types of highlights to bring out more of that texture-y feel. And also, this will have the same benefit of creating somewhat not transparent gradients between parts of the fur, but it'll be kind of like a mesh, right? Where you have a highlight if you're doing like cross-hatching highlights when you're looking at like illustrations. It's the same sort of effect.
Cool, man.
Cool, man.
Would you use PA orange as a final highlight on a red cape? I believe you actually did that on a short. You did a red cape? You know what? Hey, Derpstick, I'm going to send you a beautiful example. Hold, everybody. Jordan, I got this one.
Do you?
I do, actually, because you did a great red cape workup, mister.
Hey, thanks, guy.
Hold, everybody, hold, everybody, hold. Here we go. Dripstick, there you go. PA orange would be a good final highlight for a red cape. I would say so, depending on your vibe, you know? What's the vibe?
The vibe is orange.
As a highlight for a red cape. How red is this cape? Is it almost...
How capey is the cape?
Oh, good.
Is the cape caping? Is it caping well? Would you say that the cape is caping strongly?
I would say.
Are the capabilities of said cape caping to the capabilities that you would require for the cape to be caping too? I'm so sorry. Oh, Christopher said good. All right, we're in. We're getting the seal of approval from Christopher.
It's actually really good work up there. Derpstick, you probably would like that one. And I believe he uses orange. Let's see. And if you click, here's the other fun little tidbit for all of you. If you go to the description of our shorts, you can see where all the paints are and what paints he uses. Actually, he does use orange to finalize that one. So get on that hype train.
Get on the hype train.
Speaking of trains, tomorrow the AMP train of colors leaves the station here at Monument. Tomorrow our AMP colors go live at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time in Phoenix. If you need to know what that is, it's Phoenix time. Mountain Standard, your best time. That is not an oil company. That is, in fact, the time that Phoenix, Arizona is on. Mountain Standard is a great standard for mountain time. Anyway, 9 a.m. sharp tomorrow. AMP colors go on sale on our website.
You want to know something really funny?
No.
Okay.
Solve that one, chat. Thank you.
Sorry, chat. Yeah, you guys don't get to know now.
Okay, what's so funny, Jordan?
Nope, you don't get to know anymore.
Oh, see what I did there, chat?
You've lost your opportunity.
Gabe Delay says, I wear my cape for capers on the Cape because I am very capable. There you go. Gabe Delay, I'm imagining you saying it like that. So hopefully I delivered that well.
It's like essence of...
The cape was caping well until he got near the jet turbine. The cape very red after that and was going very fast. That's true.
The cape stopped caping very well once it was caped into the engine.
Yes, everybody drop daylight savings. Cold Mountain Standard Time. I like it.
Mountain Standard.
Mountain Standard. All right.
Yeah, see how that cool gray highlight just like really popped out all of the areas that we've been working on so far? And it doesn't take a lot to do it.
Not a lot at all.
Not a lot at all. Boop, boop, boop. I'm bringing a lot of this over the shoulder here because I want to darken.
Gabe Delay. It's a little shocking, but Chris read that exactly how I imagined it. That makes me happy. For all of you just now tuning in.
Tune in.
Welcome.
You're
Where
welcome.
have you been?
You're
we
welcome.
are so excited you're here. Baby J is doing a little bit of a fur workup today using some new of the AMP colors that are coming out tomorrow.
Hey, we're using the
Get
first one
hyped,
right
get
now.
ready.
Cool gray. Going back to the bigger brush on some of these larger surfaces because they're taking too long for
Billy,
my liking.
that's right. It is all these daylight saving changes. More car and workplace accidents happen because daylight saving changes, which makes sense why Chris is consistently terrible. There's no... That's... Oh, Billy. Speaking of point deductions, you're done! Danger Muffin. That's hilarious. I can't wait to get the new amp sets. Oh, and they can't wait to be halved by you.
They're going to be halved?
Yeah, like, you know,
halved?
He's been received.
Are we halving things,
Ooh,
Christopher?
Derpstick. Jordan, why don't you focus?
Hey, you know what? Shush your
Derpstick
lips.
has a question.
Okay.
Where does Peachy Flesh fall in terms of tone with all the other flesh tones? I would say more towards the fruit aisle. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It lives somewhere right next to strawberries and somewhere far away from oranges.
There it is. Can you answer the question for real, please?
Can you answer the question for real, please?
I would. Don't you backsass me live? No, where would it be?
Oh, what was the question again?
So let's go back into serious mode. Where does peachy flesh fall in terms of the tone with all the other flesh tones? Which is a great question, by the way.
Well, let me peruse the aisle of flesh tones within the Procurl range, shall we? Let's go down fruit aisle. It's definitely in the like highlight value range, but it's got a lot of saturation to it. I think dark or warm flesh is probably going to be the closest thing. It's less. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit even darker still. It's a little. I mean, funny enough, it's a little bit more peachy.
Oh,
it's a little peachier than the warm flesh. Honestly, peach is a really good apt description for this. If you took like what we typically identify as peach, which is like an orangey pale, not pale, but like a if you took red, you took orange, and you added a little bit of white betwixt, that's what you get peach. It's not pink, it's not orange, it's right in the middle. And whereas like warm flesh by itself is much more of like a kind of a bright orangey skin tone, whereas the peach is like has a little bit more redness to it, but very subtly so. And then if I were gonna take that in comparison with something like advanced flesh tone, much brighter, right? Much brighter. The next thing that you'd probably want to compare it to, Jason's gonna hate me, would be Shadow Flesh, or Bright Shadow Flesh, right? Which it's actually a really great highlight for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's in that similar sort of like,
because that's Bright Shadow
peachy.
Flesh.
This is Bright Shadow Flesh.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right?
That's nice.
So what a nice little highlight color for Bright Shadow Flesh.
Interesting.
So boom,
nice.
boom.
There you are, chat. The more you know.
The more you know.
Oh, here's a question.
The less you need to know.
Did I make a mistake getting yellow ochre and brown, gold brown, or do they have a different use case? I just can't figure it out.
I'm taking this off.
Oh, are you? You took off my handle.
It doesn't.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna
be. In fact, you know what? I have a backup plan.
You have a backup plan?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure you were going to find the correct tack.
Oh, excuse me.
Was I wrong?
I don't know.
I
don't have your tack.
Should have asked Panda for some.
Getting yellow ochre and brown gold.
Yeah, what's the question? You want to recite it for me while I
Yeah.
get something appropriate for sticking this model to?
Did I make a mistake getting yellow ochre and gold brown, or do they have different use cases?
They totally do have different use cases.
Give us an example.
So, I mean, they're very different colors. I think the more you spend looking at the colors, I mean, we have yellow ochre right here, right?
Yep.
And then let me find golden brown really quick.
Golden brown, oh golden brown.
I don't know where the golden brown is. There's stuff all over the place over here. Where is that color?
It's where the golden brown should be.
Shut your face,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
McSushi.
While he's looking for that, did you know that the AMP colors come out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time? If you don't know what Mountain Standard Time is, look up the time in Phoenix.
You haven't ordered them already?
Because it's coming out tomorrow.
Then enjoy placing your order for them.
Did you find the golden brown?
I did not, actually.
Ooh.
What's the problem?
Are they up front?
I'm not sure what that means. When you say,
is it like up here in this little pile?
Oh, I'm looking up there.
I might have it. Where is it? What set is it a part of?
The base set? It most certainly is. Look at that. I blame Christopher for everything.
Trying to find golden brown.
I'll show you guys the differences between them. But basically, golden brown is a little bit less saturated. It's a little bit brighter. And yellow ochre has a little bit more of like what I would consider to be this like nice earthiness to it. like golden brown veers a little bit closer to yellow for my taste. So I tend to not use it as much as I use the yellow ochre for painting things that are bright but not supposed to be yellow. Which is what I use the yellow ochre for a lot. So like I'll highlight leather with yellow ochre where I wouldn't with golden brown, because golden brown feels too yellow when you're doing it. Cool. I'm liking where this is going.
Danger Muffin. You guys have a good short on non-metallic black. I even have a, I'm sure you've seen this video. I'll link this to you before I finish your question here, Danger. You guys have a great short of doing a non-metallic black using Payne's Gray and White Blue, but it's tough to replicate sometimes since all the midtones are mixed. If you're going to use a third color for the midtone, what would you recommend? Just neutral gray?
Honestly, it's really tough. Like when we do those midtone mixes, we do them for a reason.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's because there isn't a good color between the two that would match the hues that you're looking for. This doesn't mean that you couldn't find something in the right value range to work. You would just end up with a different result, right? Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with having a different result than what you get in the photo or in the specific guide. If it's easier for you, then that is its own sort of benefit, right? But I would say, what was the workup again? Just so I can have a better idea of where to try and give a suggestion here. Non-metallic metal, black using Payne's Gray, White, Blue. But it's tough to, all the midtones are mixed. For the midtone. Yeah, that's the problem, right? Is that both of those colors have a lot of saturation to them, and it's really hard to find a midtone that's right between the two. You could use like gray blue, but that's too blue.
I would say it's a little bit of preference there if you're trying to make it more of like picking colors rather than mixing, right?
Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And why we do those mixes and why they have a big impact. If I were to grab Payne's Gray, is probably on the table.
Yes, it is 100% up there.
Payne's Gray, and then White Blue is also here. I've seen it. Camera? Huh?
I backed out a little bit for you. There you go.
Boom. And then White Blue I saw here earlier. It's hiding back there. And White Blue versus something like, what did I say, Gray Blue, right? You kind of see where the problem is here, right? Where Gray Blue is way too blue, right? I can even show this while sitting here, where you can see that Payne's Gray and White are bluish, but when you compare them to Gray Blue, they look gray. Because the Gray Blue is so much more blue than these two are. If you use that as a midtone, which would be a relatively appropriate midtone color to use, it's too blue and will give you a much different result than mixing these two. You could use something like bright green blue from the Amp line, which is closer, but it's going to have a little bit of green to it. Now, if you were doing this for something like a non-metallic metal, I think that actually ends up with a cool looking result, and could be a good solution for you. Other than that, though, you're stuck with things like, in the right value range at least, like dark ivory, which doesn't have any coolness to it. Mixing is really important because it allows you to get the very specific value that you need with the right level of saturation and hue that you're looking for, right? That's why we don't have triads in our color palettes for Pro-Acryl. We want you guys to be comfortable learning to mix and getting comfortable trying out mixing, because it unlocks a level of access to color that you would never have otherwise, right? If you don't mix, or you're not comfortable mixing, it cuts off all of these options for you from a color perspective of being able to paint. Whereas if you have more comfortability mixing two colors, then the world is your oyster. You can literally mix any color that you want. You just have to learn how to do it, right? Now, from a from a mixing perspective, generally speaking, Jason and I always start at a 50-50 mix. He's talked about this quite a bit on stream, I'm sure, before, where we try to really do like 50-50, and then we adjust a little bit based on what that resulting mix is. Danger Muffin, I would really suggest, so to read this out loud, Danger Muffin says, so any recommendations for keeping my mixes more consistent? I try counting drops, but I still get some variation. So first off, variation is okay. There's a very big misconception here that our mixes have to be perfect every single time, right? They don't. They're never going to be. You will never get the exact mix of one color and another color that you got before. I never get it. Nobody ever gets it. It's virtually impossible. Now, that being said, there is a limit to what the human eye can perceive from a color perspective, both from hue and saturation. So as long as you are close, it will look the same, or it will dry pretty much the same. And also, having a little bit of color variation in your model is good anyways, because there's always slight imperfections in everything that you're looking at when you're painting anyways. So it will just look more natural anyways. But when remembering recipes, I find, like I was talking about earlier, starting from a 50-50 base is always key. Going, hey, I think I want to mix Payne's Gray and White Blue. That's going to result in the color that I generally want to be at, right? And then you go, cool, this color at a 50-50 mix, and you can just guesstimate 50-50, you'll be fine. You'll get it really close, don't worry about it. Because then we observe what that color is from a value and a hue perspective compared to what those colors are individually, and we compare it to what we have on the model, and we go, okay, does this need to be a little bit brighter or a little bit darker, right? And you go, oh, I think it's looking a little bit bright for where I want to be. Let's darken it up. All you do is you just add a little bit more of the blue, the Payne's Gray, or whatever your dark color is in the two mixes that you're doing. You add it in, you mix it up, and it shifts it just a little bit darker, right? That should be much closer to what you're looking for. Now, this is a very simplistic way to look at it. There's a lot of different things that you can get into with color mixing that are really cool and interesting. But at a surface level, for all of you guys who are just getting into learning how to mix, this is a really, really simple way to do it. Like I said, to simplify it, start with a 50-50 mix. Just use a brush, put some paint on the palette, use a brush to kind of guesstimate your 50-50 mix, and that will get you to a really good spot. If it's a little bit off either way, first off, if it's too off one way or the other, you'll be able to notice really quick. Just add a little bit of the other color, and it will mix it right back into what you're looking for. But generally speaking, if you guesstimate it at 50-50, you're going to get it to a good point every time. You're welcome, Christopher.
And that's our TED Talk on paint.
That's our TED Talk
from Baby J. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
Hey, if you're just now tuning in after that beautiful explanation on mixing your paint, welcome. We're doing some fur today, using some of the new amp colors that are coming out tomorrow. It is the bottom of the hour, closing in to the top of the hour.
We're around in the corner.
We're around in the corner, and tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard, our AMP colors will be launching on our site, so be watching out for that. Jordan, where are you at right now with this model? For those just now tuning in.
I'm working on blending some of these highlights that I kind of put on the shoulder. They were a bit bright compared to where I was before. So I just mixed in a little bit of that red gray to step it down. Just a touch so that it had a little bit less vibrancy than where we were at before. I'm generally happy with where the highlights are going right now. Pretty much everything on the lower extremities is basically good to go. I did need to do a little bit on the feet because I missed some spots here. I'm going to do a little bit on the back hindquarters here and fix up some of the stuff in the back. But we're looking pretty strong so far.
I'm going to find the, I want to go back to the yellow ochre, golden brown. Don't worry about it, Jordan. I'll find it over here in my pile.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely no...
Show them the bottom.
Yeah. I'm just not seeing the golden yellow over here.
Hey, I'm here for you.
Are you, though? Are you really here for me, Christopher?
Yeah.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it, Christopher. If Tannenbaum comes out of your mouth, I'm gonna be insulted. Dang it!
Oh, Tannenbaum.
I'm gonna paint off stream for the next 5 minutes just because of that.
No, Gandalf.
No, Gandalf.
I can't find golden brown. Where is it?
Where is it?
Gold? That's dark golden brown.
Christopher over here. Parsing up a storm.
You can hear that, chat?
Parsing the earthly hallows of this existence.
Hold. Hold. Where's golden brown? Sackville Baggins.
Sackville Baggins.
Where is this, man? I don't even know where this is. Where's golden brown in this building? Help me. Oh, God, why? Dark golden brown? Picked up twice.
I think Christopher needs an adult.
I am the adult.
Nope, it's not seeming like it. Hey, now, hold there. Can you guys hear him? Can you hear his crazy rants over there? Let's see here. What's up, Sarcastic Grandpa? Great to see you. Mining Hobbies. If you wanted to be a really lazy painter, would peachy flesh and bright shadow flesh be enough for a quick Caucasian skin tone? Or do you add at least a flesh wash to it? Flesh wash is going to be too dark. You want to do like a shadow flesh, then the flesh wash, then bring it up from there. I would add something darker to mix for that workup specifically. I think the peach flesh is going to be a little too bright to start from as a base. Remember, the brighter colors are not necessarily designed to be the first colors that you put on the model as your base coat, right? You want to work your way up from something a little bit darker generally, as you'll find that it's going to have a better solution for you.
What about dark bronze? Suggestions for non-metallic metal for dark bronze.
Oh, dark bronze, huh? I mean, dark golden brown is not quite there. You're looking at like warm brown, black brown. You're looking at like some of these.
Found it.
Oh my goodness, you are a crazy man. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I like how that looks. Really.
Give it to me.
Here you go. I've got your paints. That's silly. Show him the example. We got it. Sorry, I derailed us there.
Yes, he did.
Oh my gosh, I just came up with the best idea I've had all day.
So, it's a little bit hard to see. Actually, you can kind of see this pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a little bit the opposite of what I was talking about earlier. So the yellow ochre is more saturated in the yellow tones than the golden brown is. So this color works better for undercoating things like yellow than the golden brown does. Although they both can work. I just really like the yellow ochre because it ends up with a more saturated result. They're similar colors. You would use them for different things. Golden brown is a little bit brighter out of the bottle than yellow ochre is. Especially once it dries, you'll find that the yellow ochre is a little bit darker. And the golden brown is more desaturated. So there you go.
Nice. No, that is just great. Hey, I need that golden brown back.
Nope, we're keeping it right over here.
If I come over there and there is a golden brown on that desk, mister.
Right on my shoulder.
Let's back up. Oh, my.
We're going to have this on my shoulder for the rest of the day. While I paint.
You don't need to do that.
I want to do it.
So, now that I'll have the train whistle. every time I say I need to get this back on track. I'll blow the whistle. Beep, beep. I need to get this back on track. See, that's good.
I'm not sure that that's good, but it is something. I'm having a great day.
I'm having a great day. That's why T-Schmid, no, I'm not buying a second whistle, just the one that I originally bought 20 minutes ago.
He already bought one. He doesn't need another.
This is great. This is great.
Christopher's really
good job,
happy
everybody.
About this whistle.
We really found out.
So Jason will not get to experience this until the day after tomorrow. Is that correct?
I don't know.
He says it's arriving tomorrow evening.
It is arriving tomorrow evening. Darn it. I wish I had this idea yesterday. Oh, how do you clean your domed dry brushes? Derpstick. Great question.
Chris, take it.
Oh, so I actually don't forget that it's the studio one.
Correct.
Jordan.
What do you want?
What is that? What is that? Jordan, come on! I knew it! Chat, there is a golden brown right on that desk, right in front of me. I'm seeing it from here. You silly man! It's right there! Oh my god.
I don't know what you're talking about. This does not say golden brown at all.
Golden brown.
This is not golden brown.
Oh
I'm telling you right now that this is not golden brown.
Oh,
it might look an awful lot like golden brown. It might have a similar MPA code.
Jordan.
This is not golden brown, I promise you.
Oh my gosh, it's literally right in front of you.
For the record, that color is not where it belongs in the hue spectrum of this darn color palette that we have before us.
Oh my god.
This is why I organize my paints in order of SKU number, in ascending order from 1 to 75, and then following from
All right,
from S01 to S48.
Let's calm down. It's all
54.
coming around. We try.
Christopher, you're the worst.
I had to call it out. I knew it.
You saw it and you went, ha!
I knew it. It's okay. Hey, we're here for your entertainment, chat. Welcome in. We are Monument Hobbies.
Are you not entertained?
We as in we the people, painting this model with Jordan, the painter. We the painter. Today, Jordan, Baby J, also known as Adult J Cabana, also known as Passive Aggressive J, also known as, oh my gosh, it's Jordan HB Lamb, is in the studio live.
Hey-o.
Painting up some fur. Somebody had called you Passive Aggressive J earlier.
Why?
And I thought that was hilarious because you were probably being Passive Aggressive J.
That seems not like me at all.
That's Passive Aggressive J.
This could not possibly be me.
So this is where we're at. We're painting up some fur for you all using some of our new amp colors, which will go live on our site tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You don't know what the heck Mountain Standard is. No one else does. So you're not alone. It is the time here in Phoenix, Arizona. A beautiful, beautiful state. Tomorrow, it's going to be 85 and cloudy.
What are you going on about?
Our amp sets are coming out tomorrow. Aren't you aware?
Talking about the weather.
You're talking about the weather. Of course I am. Yeah. Malev says, if you don't know Mountain Standard Time, you ain't in Arizona and or Utah. This is correct, Malev. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of questions. I'm back on this track. Gosh darn it. God, I wish I had my little whistle. Anyway, let's go back. Kyle Sparks, how's your retail rack set up by hue, color, or something else?
It's in order of when the paints were released.
This is true. Derpstick, I always try to organize paints by color. So hard to put them in a triad. Yeah, that's a little tough, especially with ours. We do ours by SKU, or Jason organizes them by hue. If it was about the type of, okay. Oh, I see, Paint Liquor. Thank you. Okay.
I go in SKU order every time.
I'm sure you do, Mr. Golden Brown Denier.
Well, if they were organized in such a way, I would have known exactly where it was.
You want to center up for the people, Jordan?
No.
Do it. Do it for the people, please, God. There it is. Perfect. Let me get a zoom in on that. Perfect. There it is. No, we're back. This is serious. I need to get us back on this track.
You took us off the track.
Beep, beep.
You were the one who
the
derailed
tracks.
this conversation, Christopher.
I've never derailed. Oh my gosh. I
Christopher.
am going to use that whistle so much because it works so well, chat. Jason, I know Jason's going to love it.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
He's going to hate it a little bit, though.
No. We have so much analog options for everybody. Wow, what a day. This is such a tight ship. Yes. Oh, excuse you. Oh, that was a juicer. Okay, all right. Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. What has happened? Okay, let's get back. Derpstick is wanting questions, and we have them for you. The answers live. Derpstick,
we have the questions?
Derpstick has the questions, and we have the answers. How do you keep your dome dry brushes clean? Is soap necessary? Question mark.
I mean, you can clean them with brush soap just like you would any other brush.
And then when you need to go use them, make sure they're nice and dry. I use a paper towel. I also have this little microfiber towel. I don't know if that's good or not, but I don't want to waste the paper towels. But paper towels, dry them off.
Yes.
Chat, they're hiring. Yes, we're done.
Chat, they're hiring.
I'm firing myself today. You can clip that one, chat.
Christopher, you're fired.
Not until I can get this train back on the tracks, and that's impossible till April 9th, apparently.
You don't have your conductor's whistle is not here yet.
Oh my gosh, chat! I am so excited for this whistle. It has just made my entire month, probably. Like, just hands down, I am so happy that this revelation came to my mind.
You're welcome. Wouldn't have happened if I wasn't on stream today.
Microfiber. How do we use microfiber and why? No, it's a microfiber cloth or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. Aren't they? Those textured paper towels, Treebeard? Yes. Oh, I understand. It does save trees.
Your face saves trees.
How do we use very small application? Get it?
Your application's small.
Yep. What?
I went there.
I use a bunch of different ones. Oh, Baby J doesn't know, T-Schmidt, about the button.
What button?
The one in front of you.
This one?
No!
Wait, what does it say?
It says, Chris, you're fired. There it goes.
There you go. It took me a second to hear it.
We got it.
It helps when you know what it's trying to say.
Chris fired. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to re-record it. I'm just going to say, Jason, you're fired.
Oh, no. You should get it in really crystal clear audio, too. So that you can really hear it. Do you fear death? No, I do not fear death.
Wow. Well, guess what, everybody? Welcome in. Chat is the sea, and I am the boat, in which Jordan captains upon the stream we called our stream.
What?
I'm just trying to confuse you as much as possible right now.
Me? Good luck.
No, it's okay. It's because I'm doing all of these things that Jason has to deal with on a daily basis. And it's not good, chat. I've lost my mind. And I don't know where to find it. How about that? Philip, you would erase the precious moment between T. Schmid and Jason and Adepticon? Yes. I would smash it.
What is wrong with you, Christopher?
I would never.
How dare you?
Yes. Jen is reiterating. Not sure if they answered. We did, but you would clean them the same way you would clean your other brushes. Yes.
Yeah.
Same way. Chris is bringing Slow's energy now. It's almost like he could be. Oh, no. I don't do that.
Nope, he doesn't do that. He's
Jason
not allowed
brings
to
his
do
own
that.
beautiful energy.
Jason
Ratcam, that's a good question. I'm going to type that. I believe so.
What's the question?
The paper pamphlet menu with the new amp colors yet? I don't remember.
That's a Gabe question.
That's a Gabe question.
Yes. Gabe is not here to answer said question.
Hey, round of applause for Jen.
Yes, thank you, Jen.
Fantastic. Hello, Philip, as well. Even though Philip is...
We don't say hi to that guy.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's all right.
Jordan, what are you doing today?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought I'd just like go to work and do my job and stuff.
No, what are you painting?
What do you mean? You didn't ask what I was painting or how I was painting. Gosh. You said, what was I doing today?
You know what, Chad, I need to do? Get this back on the rails. Beep, beep. It'll be so much better when I have the little train whistle, Chad. It's going to be awesome for myself. I'm so excited for that. What are you doing?
I am doing a little bit of glazing.
Okay.
To push a little bit of shadow back into some of these.
What are you
spots.
Glazing with?
I'm glazing with a 50-50 mix of dark umber and dark plum.
Now, when you do your glazings, what is your workup? Like, what's your ratios, typically?
I mean, 50-50 mix to get the color that I want, and then I just thin it down until it's nice and transparent. That sounds really silly, but I mean, that's really great. What it is. Yeah.
I was doing that for the bit. To get you to talk to chat.
What? Are you saying that I don't talk to chat?
I don't know.
Chat? Who do you love?
I got it. You know what? I got it for the vid. For the VOD. For the content.
For the content?
We are here for the people. Me and you and chat. We are painting this model with you. We the people.
You're really letting me down with all the excess work that's yet to be done, Christopher, over here on this model.
General Ginka with a big question mark. Baby J?
Yes.
This is him in the flesh, General Ginka.
Hello.
Is this Baby J?
This is, in fact, Baby J.
We let him out?
Christopher, you let this light on, by the way.
Did I?
Yes. It's been on.
Did I? 24/7 on?
For a
while. Is this
while.
Better for you? Chat. So if you don't know, I have a little light for Jordan to tell him to center up.
Was I not centered up?
Mo says, Jordan, I love you so much more than Chris. I'll take that. Oops, did I type that out loud? Mo, I said it out loud. And
man, look how far we've come from throwing Mo under the bus.
Mo,
to
I will,
being loved.
I'll take that.
By Mo.
I'll take that, Mo. I can take that bullet. I know where I'm loved and where I'm not.
Jeez. Savage.
That's right. I'll take it. I will take that bullet, Mo.
Are you going to take the help
and I
for the
still
team?
love you and appreciate you.
Oh, dang. Darkness.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so much funnier if I was able to have my little train whistle after that.
Doo-doo.
Beep, beep. Mo. The Mo you know.
The Mo you know.
Hey, speaking of the Mo you know, did you know our amp colors are coming out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Phoenix, if you don't know what time that is. Mountain Standard is not an oil company. It is a time zone here in the United States of America.
Who actually thought that was an oil company?
It's not. I just think it sounds like an oil company. Good old Mountain Standard Oil.
You see that, Christopher? You hear that? The sound of nobody laughing. I'm just kidding. That was actually really mean, Christopher. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That came out a little...
The slings and arrows,
The slings and arrows.
I got them from Mo, and then I got them from Jordan. I'll take them. Little Billy obviously gives me the slings and arrows, but that's expected. Now the whole...
Final highlight time. I'm just train rolling around.
You guys like how he's like, hey, Chris... Pay attention.
Pay attention.
All right.
We're going to the next
Serious
color.
Mode, Chris. Here we go.
All right. So we're using bright neutral gray now. And we're going to do some very, very subtle highlights on top of this fur. Still doing the same kind of like scritchy highlights. And I'm just throwing them into those areas where it's the brightest. I might knock them back down a little bit afterwards if I do a little bit too much of the scritches. but we're really just focusing on kind of those big main areas. And I'm focusing it on the top half of the model. I'm basically not going to do almost any of it on the bottom.
The disappointed Baby J face hits deep. Strikes at the heart.
Strikes deep into the heart of your soul.
So you're finding some raised areas.
I'm finding some raised areas. So, as one might do when painting highlights, you find the areas with which the highlights would hit the most. The lightest of areas, the areas with which the reflections and brightness reside.
Wow. That's good. Baby J on 19. You like that whole 19? Because there's only 18, Chad. That's the joke. Baby J in the back 9. He's 4 under par. Beautiful day here in Phoenix, Arizona. Really trying to place those highlights. Got about a 14-mile-an-hour wind. About a 210-yard drive off the tee. Par 5. Here at TPC Sawgrass. And, yeah. He's had a good show today. Really come into his own. Really. So he's been really consistent off the tee. Had a couple bad lies.
Bad what's?
Shh. He's on the tee. Oh, he's a little off center. It's okay.
He's being silly. He's being very quiet, and it may not be picking up what he's saying.
Oh, I'm never being silly. I'm trying to use my golf voice.
I'm trying to use my golf voice.
I can't do that for
I can't do that.
Oh, they can hear me.
I don't think they can hear you,
Oh, they can hear me. And it's
they
be
can hear
very
me.
quiet.
And something.
This is the weirdest.
This is the weirdest.
Just off screen is the caddy with all the brushes. That's me, Danger Muffin. This is a great workup.
I'm a fan. That kind of bright highlight really kind of pulls it all together. What are you laughing at over there, Christopher?
Oh, just me being a silly boy.
Why are you laughing at yourself?
Yes, Philip, that is exactly. Hey, you know what, Jordan?
What?
I just want to say this. You're a great guy. You know that?
That sounds like I just booped myself.
Oh, that's silly. Yeah, I was trying to make... Yeah, we get it. It's the greens. We get it. Thank you, Philip. Hey, you know what? Round of applause for Monument Philip.
You don't give him a round of applause for that one.
The greens are running a little fast today. And so are my poops.
What the heck?
Oh my, okay, that got too real.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I always expect it to stop, and it just keeps on going.
One of those is just not a good sound. Yeah. Any loot you guys can talk about from Adepticon?
Well,
I didn't really get
this thing.
Yeah, we got some free blade models. We're painting one right here. It's from DGS Games. It's called Free Blades. It's one of their games. Got some models, got some stuff like that.
I got a cool new model from Atomic Mass Games when I was at the show.
Yeah.
They had the cool Ahsoka and Vader.
I got super sad because they just got rid of all of my... I just finished my Soul Blight, and now I can't use my Graveguard.
What do you mean?
Graveguard are being taken out.
No, they're not.
Yeah, the Borrow Knights are replacing them.
Oh,
they're the same profile.
Just use them.
I will. But I'm also going to get the Borrow Knights because they're dope.
Because they are dope.
Yeah, they're super cool. They're taking out a lot of the models I actually had in my old army, but that's okay.
Are zombies going away?
No.
I was like, that would suck.
No, just some like weird heroes and stuff like that. But the Borrow Knights are pretty cool.
You can see with this kind of, I'm doing a little bit of like a glaze with the brighter color to really shape some of this, like this fur underneath the peck.
Can you explain why you're doing that?
Yeah. So the goal is to add more contrast, right? I'm always searching for this really nice balance of contrast between bright and shadow that defines all of the shapes that I'm trying to paint, right? So this peck felt a little underdeveloped insofar as that, like, this area down here was a little dark and it didn't really kind of like define the shape very well. So when you come back in and you line it up softly with a little bit of a glaze, not a super hard line, you define the shape of that peck so it's more easily visible, right? Same thing with doing like a thin glaze in the middle of the chest here. Down the center line. Just kind of pushes that contrast just a little bit more. This also kind of obscures some of that other highlight. And it's a good spot for you to kind of like push the shadows and highlights a little bit more to where you really feel like they should belong without having to go back and paint a ton of extra stuff.
Nice. Yeah, this is looking great. It's a fun workup. Now, what are you going to do on the back again?
Like for this part?
Yeah,
I can do that in a bunch of different colors.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'm actually going to finish all of this in one day, but
that's okay. You'll be back.
Yeah, and then you can also see all of the workup. I mean, this is pretty much where the workup ends, right?
Yeah.
With this last highlight of the bright neutral gray. It doesn't really get any brighter than this. We're just going from this to the areas where we're just shaping all those details, right? So like, for example, I'm going to need to paint over this nose.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab a little bit of satin black here really quick.
And then once you've got that, can you recap the colors one more time for us?
Of course. I'm also thinking about doing like a fun color for the back, like fur ridges.
Oh.
Doing like an accent color.
Oh.
Would be kind of cool.
Okay.
But this is not my model, so I'm not going to decide what that color is going to be. I feel comfortable deciding the color of the fur.
Yeah.
But not of doing like a cool Godzilla style blue fur on the back of the.
Philip, you're out there. What color?
I bet you
people
he's
are
probably
saying
just
hot.
gonna be like,
everybody's saying hot pink.
How did I know that you'd say hot pink?
Ghost Hunter, Sugar Rush, Sarcastic Grandpa. It's up to Philip. Knows if he's in chat still.
He might just be doing work.
That's right.
Good, Philip.
Maybe you should do some work.
I am doing work right now because I'm going to tell you guys what this workup is.
That's right. What is it?
We started with, at the beginning of the day, dark plum, dark umber. Formulated the base of our sketched highlights and shadows for the model, mostly focusing on those shadow colors. You can see a lot of it down here underneath the elbow and the armpit. And then we started mixing in a little bit of red gray. And then beyond the red gray, we moved into mixing in a little bit of cool gray, which is getting most of those highlights.
Yep.
And then the final step being, where did I put it? Put it back here somewhere. Wait, where did I put it? Bright neutral gray. Put your hands up for the bright neutral gray, which I misplaced again.
What?
I don't know. It's not here. I mean, it's probably here. I just don't see it. Oh well. I think it's here.
Don't make me get up again.
It's
Don't make me get up again.
There.
Okay. Well, that's good though.
I somehow put it in that box over there.
What are you missing?
You
used it.
I used it.
Oh,
I just don't know
Jordan. Welcome in, everybody. This is Jordan HBC Lamb.
Pretty sure I used it. Unless I didn't use it.
Somebody clip it.
Oh, it's right here. There you go. Bright neutral gray.
Is bright? No, it's not. It is not. Different color.
So we used the cool gray from the amp colors today.
Can you show us the difference between those again?
Yeah, of course. The cool gray and bright neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darth, I think that might help you out a little bit.
This is a great pair, by the way.
It is a cool pair. Cool gray is awesome. Baby J losing it a little bit.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Alrighty.
Philip, you're here. Philip, what is he going to paint the back ridge? What color?
Yeah, Philip.
It is a cool gray. Yes, it is a very cool gray. Philip, answer the question. Philip, answer the question. Please, Philip, for the love of God. Okay, Philip, your job. No, not plaid. Focus.
Did he say plaid?
Yeah, he did. It's the back
How
ridge.
How dare you?
Show him the back ridge. That's what accent color do you want that to be, Philip?
Yeah.
Like we were thinking, something fun or something extremely
or something very
boring.
Normal. Yeah. Something.
It's really one or the other.
Yeah.
It's really, hey, I think the real fur would actually be a good example, but I did like General Ginkgo's Slayer Orange.
I mean, I'm going to be honest.
You could
See? I originally said blues.
Frost Bear.
Yeah,
there
like
it is.
Blues.
This is Philip's model. I like that.
That's where I was at in the first place.
Like a frosty, like energy kind of fur. Like a frost fur, like bluish. That actually would look really dope. Chat, we're doing it.
We're doing
Philip,
it live.
Actually, that'd be really cool. A little bit more of a mythical style.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's no bear on the earth that looks like this.
Yeah. Icicle claws in a blue. Ooh. Gandalf.
I'm into this.
What are runes? What are moon letters?
What are moon letters? I'm doing a little bit of cleanup here. Getting some of this paint off of the teeth. Sorry, I'm off screen again. Pardon me.
He's learning, chat. Yeah, so.
Pardon?
Yeah, I like that. Philip's asking. No, Philip, we're not going to finish it. But Baby J will be back next week, Monday and Tuesday.
Well, what I can do is I can lay in the foundations.
Lay in the foundations.
Of those color with paint.
Dark navy blue. Oh, Gandalf.
Gandalf.
What are runes? What are moon letters? It's from the animated Hobbit movie from 1977.
Can you believe that I've actually watched that?
Yes? Question mark? Rune Bear. Yep. This is good. I like this. Icicle claws, a little blue fur, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Now remind the people, what is this color you're using?
Also, thank you for clarifying. Like, this is a bear, Christopher.
Well, technically it's not. It's an Argush.
Yeah, I suppose that's technically true.
Okay, what are you using here?
I'm using a trifecta mix. Although I really should just use a twofer. I'm
showing them the palette.
Dark plum and dark navy blue.
Ooh, that's a cool workup.
I'm using dark plum because it's present in
the
shadows
Flapjack.
of the skin.
Great segue, Flapjack. Baby J really leaning into the new sales role using all the amp colors. That is correct. So, if you are not aware, tomorrow at 9 a.m. from tomorrow thus forward at Mountain Standard Time, 9 a.m., AMP will be live on our website. So if you didn't get any at Adepticon or have been waiting patiently for your local store, tomorrow they go live.
It's also possible that your local game store may already have.
That's true.
We've been shipping out pre-orders.
That's right.
And they are allowed to sell it as soon as they get it.
Yep. Bud, so did Jordan get to enter Golden Demon?
No.
We were too busy.
Jordan
was too busy.
I can't even imagine trying to do have an entry at Golden Demon while working that show.
Yeah.
With how busy we were, I'm just like, that's crazy.
All right, let's go back up. Papa Chicken had something about whip squirting is carrying an egg sack. Okay, let me go up to this. Papa Chicken's looking for a workup. Tailless whip squirting is carrying an egg sack under the underside of her abdomen. Now I need to figure out what to do with the 30-ish adorable babies.
Well, they should.
Oh my gosh. Is this, for a second, Papa Chicken, I thought you were talking about a model you're painting. You're saying you have a tailless whip scorpion in your house right now? I thought you were talking about a model and what you wanted to paint. I did not fully read that. I'm like, I'll get back to it.
Wait, what?
That's scary. I think Papa Chicken's got something going on.
Something going on.
Yes, Golden Demon was very cool. There was a lot of cool entries this year. There always are. Oh, this is good. This is a good idea, Jordan. I like this.
This is cool.
This is gonna be cool.
I'm gonna do a little bit of transitional fading between these two colors just to make them a little less stark, right? And I'll show you how to do that here in a minute because we've got plenty of time before the end of stream.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right.
Anakin Skyhumper. Here's this. You see this, Baby J? Read this out loud for me, Jordan, while I get you this color.
All right.
Because I want to get the. This is Anakin Skyhumper's question.
Anakin Skyhumper.
I'm getting a reference for you.
Hey, Baby J. What colors did you mix together to get a World War II German field grau jacket?
Let me get you
on
the colors.
The gray-green side of field grau.
Yeah, I'm grabbing you a reference.
Which is I'm assuming that this is just the standard field gray uniform.
So. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Not what I would have expected.
I want to make sure we've got it, but yeah, green gray. I would say it's more like it's actually like this. Probably. I don't know. That's a tough one. Field grau. I'm looking up a bunch of references. There's one from Vallejo, which is like more of like a gray.
You want to type it GRAU?
Oh, it corrected it. That's why.
Yeah.
Sorry. 1 second. Yeah, it's the same. There's a couple different colors, but I'm assuming this one.
Yeah.
More of a green gray.
From our line?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like
green gray.
No, I mean it's pretty close to camo green, just a little bit more desaturated.
Oh yeah, I would say camo green, a little bit more desaturated. I would say.
Like if you used this as a base, and then you mixed in
green gray with that would be actually
green
really
gray.
Dope.
Bam.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada bang. Look at that. Perfection. We have created perfection in this household. Never you fear. Or Giordano LaFontaine is here with his patented sidekick, Christopher Maxucci.
Super duper John. Are there any awesome monument tricks of the trade for using milliput or green stuff? I would say using those little sculpting tools, those little rubber tip sculpting tools always helps.
Yeah, I mean, using the right tools is very helpful, right? Like Christopher said, having the sculpting tools is a big one. using like adjusting the hardness and softness of the milliput can help too, because it's a two-part epoxy, and depending on how much of one you mix, you'll get a slightly different feel. Also, you guys can see here, I'm using this technique to kind of blend together the edges of the two of the fur so it's not as stark. And I'm just using a mixture of the kind of mid-tone gray, kind of brown gray in here. I'm just using lines of it passing between the fur that's the normal color and on top of the back fur. And this is just going to help kind of pull it all together.
And for all of you who need a reminder, the AMP colors are coming out tomorrow on our website at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Be ready. They will go live. Chat. Very exciting. Jason used on Friday's stream. Go check that out. He did a quick undead skin workup. Came out phenomenally using the green gray. He did his typical skin style workup with less, well, actually no red, I believe, but he did a really cool one. So go check that out when you get a second. Jordan. What will we do with all this strength?
What are you going on about?
How many AMP colors?
18.
Again? Yep.
9 per individual set. They're coming out tomorrow, bright and early. At what time, Christopher?
9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Woo!
All right. Better be ready and prepared at your computer screens for the new colors to
9
get
a.m.
ordered.
Mountain Standard Time. And that is not an oil company. That is the weird time zone that Phoenix, Arizona is. And it is the best time zone because it is Mountain Standard Time.
Year round.
That's the time that Pro Acryl is relaunched.
Relaunched?
No, our launch. Like when, Mountain Standard Time
You said relaunched.
Relaunched. Like they are launched.
But we're not relaunching.
No, we're launching them. I said it quickly. Okay? Gosh, look at this. See what I have to deal with, chat?
Christopher is not trying hard enough.
Zazan asks, how does Baby J deal with paint burnout?
Well, that's a good question. It kind of affects everybody a little differently. I just don't paint. When I'm feeling like I don't want to paint, I just don't paint. Now, obviously, like, work's gotta work. So if I gotta paint, I gotta paint. And that's just how it is, right? The nice thing is for this, like, this doesn't bother me. Being here, painting with you guys is a great time regardless. Usually when I feel paint burnout, it's at home where I want to go home and I don't really feel like working on a project at home.
Yeah.
And that ebbs and flows. It comes in waves where you're really, really excited about a project and you want to knock it out. I mean, I finished painting my Alpha Legion not too long ago, so I got a nice big spurt of hobbying in. And I tend to paint that way. Where I paint in really big bursts of excitement for a project. It also kind of depends. Like, I have a lot of other hobbies too. I really enjoy playing video games. I enjoy playing card games a lot. So, those things can take up a lot of my time. So I don't get as much time to paint in my free time because of that. But I do still really enjoy painting. And typically when I paint, I'm usually doing like a one-off thing. I don't do as many army projects. Or I'll be building for a project is most often what I'm doing most of the time these days. But I have some projects that I'm currently kind of in the middle of. I have obviously there's more work to be done on the Alpha Legion stuff, which I need to get some photos of and put together and put to you guys on the Discord. I'm sure you guys would like to see it, now that it's more complete. And I have an Eldar army that I'm working on. That I would really love to paint some stuff for. That, you know what's really funny? I've been thinking about that army for a long time now, over the course of the months that I've had it. And I'm just not in love with any of the studio recipes for that faction. So I'm thinking about doing my own custom thing. Can you believe that, Christopher?
I can believe it.
For me, though, I always do traditional color schemes.
Yeah, sure. You do. You do like the traditional color schemes, wouldn't you say, Jordan? Now, when you're doing a project, are you all project based in your mind?
Yeah.
When you go when you go to paint something, you have the project in mind.
Yes, I do. Very rarely will I just paint to paint.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why that is. I couldn't tell you. It's really.
Yeah.
I'd have to give it some thought and really kind of think about why that is the case. I think mostly because I'm a gamer, right? Like, I play these games as well as paint, right? I'm not like a lot of these people who paint for like Golden Demon and things like that, where they don't game. They just paint to paint, right?
And so you like the goal, even if the goal in mind is painting up something like a box art or something like that, you still have that central goal.
Well, I think the thing is I don't do box art that much outside of like work-related endeavors.
That's true. And I say box art as in like a display piece or something like that.
Yeah, I do them very rarely, and I do them very specifically as such, right? So they're designed, like, that project in my mind is that. It is a display piece project.
Yep.
And I mean, that it's not to say that I don't have ideas for it. I'd still really love to do that display piece fulgrim. I have it. It's partially cleaned. It's mostly cleaned at this point.
Yeah. Hey, also speaking of like box art.
Yeah.
Did you ever finish Kamar Jin? Bud's asking, not Chris. Did you?
Okay.
That was a legit question, actually.
It is. It's like
close.
85% of the way done.
He's pretty close.
It like, we had it on the table at Adepticon, and I bet you that most people just like looked at it, thought it was cool, and then didn't realize that it wasn't quite done.
All right, Papa Chicken. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. He had a question earlier, but I wanted a little bit more clarification. Made a complicated airbrush scheme with undercoats and transparent colors. Then for the second to last step, did a giant freehand. Okay. But after putting the freehand down, I've decided that it wasn't a good idea, and I'll need to paint something different. Okay, I get it. Okay. I don't know how to go back a step instead of starting the whole thing over, because I can't remake the base coat color. Papa Chicken, I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I totally get what he's talking about. It is a complicated solution. I think how
to backstep in your process, I think, is to really sum that up without getting too
and I think it's so specific to each individual process. I'd have to really like know what colors.
Yeah, it's a very specific question, Papa Chicken. So I don't know if that
might be better served as like a Discord question, where you can like post some photos of your work, or I mean, you can even message me directly if you have questions about it.
Go more into the process that way.
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer that question for you if you want to shoot me a DM. Or do both. Shoot me a DM so that I remember to see it, and then also post it on the Discord in the help chat, and we'll see about trying to help you out with that to find a good solution. It's just a very difficult question to answer without me being able to see it, sort of deal.
Well, we all know what Jordan would do.
There is a solution out there. I just need to look at it before I
reprime it is what Jordan would say.
No. No. I promise you that's. Unless it's
you can always go back.
I'm sure that there are some options where like you can go back and fix it, but it might just be faster to start it from scratch.
Yeah. It depends, I guess. Right?
It depends on the project, right?
Because if you're like super deep into something where the blend or whatever just wouldn't make sense, then I guess I could see why you'd actually start over.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of situations where you look at something like that and you go, "Oh, this would be easy. You could do it this way and that way, and it would be not a big deal."
Yeah.
But then again, there are a lot of other situations where you'd be like, it really does need just a little bit more,
Yeah, it needs more attention or something. Yeah. Or it's just like, hey, you could fix something, but then you might end up just going back and repriming it anyway. Right.
Exactly.
So,
I really like how this blue's kind of coming along here.
So what did you recap for us? What you did on this blue ridge?
It's literally just three steps. One was to paint in the dark plum and dark navy blue base coat, and then I took the mid-tone from the fur, and then I did the hash marks over the edges to blend them together.
Yeah.
And then I went back over, I would say 2/3 to 3/4 of the fur that I just did, and I did that with just pure dark navy blue. And then I think from here,
that's good.
I'm going to go with something that's a little bit more blue. I don't want to go quite to something like blue. I want to keep it a little bit more desaturated, but I want it to definitely feel more blue.
Yeah.
And I want to get that kind of like icy feel as we get further into the highlights of it, which I think will make it look cool. And then, yeah, I like where
I can dig it.
With that. The question being, where do we go from here? This is always a really interesting part of the process where you're just kind of like in the discovery mode.
Yeah.
Of figuring out what the process is going to look like and what you want to do with it. I'm going to take gray blue, actually. So remember how we were talking about gray blue being a little too blue?
Yeah.
I think it's just the right level of blue for what we're looking for here.
I think it's perfect. Because you're definitely looking for that traditionally like colored ice. It's not always, ice is not always blue, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I think
the idea of it in this kind of world, I think, would be blue.
We can also mix it with that dark navy. Right?
Yeah.
The dark navy blue. Yeah. And we get this really nice blue that we can use to really brighten up the value on this, right?
Nice. Oh, yeah.
And I'm just kind of doing straight, like, not quite dry brush. This is almost like an overbrush, right? Because these hair follicles are much bigger.
And you would do this, I guess, with any color of fur, technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the same process that I would use for painting the fur. I would just use different colors.
Yeah.
Just because of how the fur is sculpted, right?
Yep.
Every person who sculpts fur does it a little bit differently, and it requires a little bit of different care. And everybody kind of finds their own way of processing and painting those sorts of types of textures. So this is just one option available to you. You can always do a different option, or try your own hand at finding some cool way to approach painting something like this. You can see I'm leaving a little bit of that previous stage there. It's not too bright of a transition. We're really kind of focusing it on making that transition from darker to brighter. Yeah. You can see that I'm doing some extra layers on the outside edge here to kind of make it a little bit more solid. This is mostly because I'm going to put other brighter colors on top of it. So I want the colors underneath to not be too dark underneath.
Yeah, this is a great, I'm really liking the suggestion for the ice fur.
It's all Philip.
Hey, Philip, if you're still out there, thanks, man.
I know I was talking about doing the blue before, but his okay and his also choice of doing it that direction, going the icy direction I like. So we're going to do that. And I think we could do like a cool, like glowy blue eye. Would be kind of fun.
Oh.
Make it kind of like an ice, whatever the heck the name of this monster is.
Bear.
It's not an ice bear. Remember, it's an
Argush.
Argush,
yeah. Argush. And if y'all need to know, this is from a game called Free Blades, DGS Games.
The folks at Adepticon were very kind and very helpful while we were over there.
Very fun style of game. It's definitely has some really fun rules. They've got a very interesting dice rolling system, which is cool. So go give them a check out.
It's really funny. I bought the dice pack, right?
Yeah.
While I was there.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I've had it sitting on my desk for the past 2 weeks while at home.
Yeah.
And every time I look at it, I'm like, man, I really want to roll some of these dice because they seem so.
It's a D30.
There's like a D30.
Yeah.
They're really like odd sizings, There's like a D12.
Interesting.
It's really, really, really interesting. So I'm excited to try it out.
Nice. Oh yeah, I'm liking this.
This is cool. This is very cool, folks. We're adding a little bit more of that gray blue. You can see immediately just that little bit of gray blue helps brighten it up a bunch. Oh, even though it's funny. This took a lot less time to put this color in than I was expecting, and I think this is actually pretty close to being mostly done. Actually, I think the big things are like the teeth and the claws and the eyes.
Ooh,
the big parts.
Your teeth and mouth work up that short would actually look dope in this.
Yeah. I think the cool thing, so this is one of my favorite things about this type of like style of model, right?
Yeah.
Is you look at a model like this, and you're like, oh, that's kind of a cool pose. Like the highlighting and shadowing on the fur like really gives it this kind of interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
That detail in the mouth is such a focal point for people to look at.
Yeah.
It really draws the eye to the face. That's why it's so cool.
Oh.
Because it's in a sea of not super detailed, it's the most detailed thing, right?
Yeah.
And so it really just pulls your eye right to it.
Sure.
And with that, and with the eyes and the nose and stuff like that, like the face is the most detailed thing on the model. So your eye just laser beams right to it.
Yeah. It would be kind of cool to do on stream at some point too.
We could do it.
Instead, because we have your short, which is great, but this would be an excellent example of like how to do a mouth and teeth workup.
We could do it as a small section of one of the streams. It wouldn't take very long.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes.
I like that. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Baby J will be back next week,
Yep.
Monday to Tuesday.
You guys are getting the extra special treat.
Yep.
Of multiple
Jason will be
Baby
back
J's.
in tomorrow. Our amp colors go live. We're just about to wrap up stream, but our amp colors will go live tomorrow. Oh, and Tech Elf, we won't forget that bass. Could probably do a little snow workup bass.
Oh.
How you did your troll. Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow, amp colors go live 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix. So be sure to get yours while they're out.
While they're frosty.
While they're frosty. Are you going to do something? Would you, Night Moon's asking, would you do this more of like an icy mouth color, or would you just keep it classic?
I'd keep it classic.
Yeah.
I would keep it classic.
Not too high fantasy, right?
Right. You kind of root it a little bit by doing it in the less like fantasy style. You keep it a little bit more rooted, so it feels like it kind of makes it almost a little bit more monstrous, right? Because it feels like something that would be like, even though this fur is a little bit unnatural, right? The fact that the face and the teeth are something that we've seen in movies and on photos of bears and monsters and stuff like that, like it really resonates within our brains as something that could be real. So we have a tendency to kind of like latch onto that and make it feels a little bit more real to us, which is cool. And you can kind of see here, I'm doing a little bit of what I would call an overbrush, right? So this is where you don't remove a ton of the paint off the model, but you're just using that like raw texture of the fur to pick up on the paint. And it leaves you with a much brighter, more intense highlight than you would get with a traditional dry brush.
Nice.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, I think this is a great place to leave it off.
I think so. Yeah, great timing, folks.
So from that high level, give us like a 1 minute recap.
Yeah, give me a second to clean this brush really quick so I can focus on that.
While he's doing that, chat, remember, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is when the amp colors go live on the site. If you don't know what time that is, look that up. Look up Phoenix time. And yeah. What have you done today?
All right. We have, from start to finish, for the most part, painted and what's it called?
I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
What is this thing called?
Oh, the Arbrush.
Arbrush.
Sorry, I went into another dimension there.
Sorry, I tossed the ball over to Christopher.
Yeah, sorry,
underhand,
I was
and it hit him in the face because he was staring in the other direction.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we did a really nice workup for the fur on this guy. Both the kind of base color of the fur as well as this fur on the back. We started with dark plum and dark umber for the base kind of shadow color of the fur on the bulk of the model, adding in some red gray, followed by some cool gray, and then your bright neutral gray for your progressive highlights. And then in addition to that, for this back bit here, we took another one of the amp colors. We mixed it with a little bit of dark plum, the dark navy blue, wonderful, wonderful color. And then we kind of took some of the mid-tone color from the fur and we blended in those edges by doing little hash mark paint strokes. And then we started highlighting it, and we used a little bit more blue-gray, adding that into the previous mixture. Or I'm sorry, we started with dark navy blue, and then we started adding blue-gray into it as well to bring it up. And then this is basically pure blue-gray at the very end. And we could go potentially a little higher than that, get a little bit more frosty tips on the spikes of the fur, but I think it looks cool.
Awesome. Well, take us out, Baby J.
All right. Everybody, you guys have been so fantastic here on stream today. It really has been warming my heart to be able to say hello and teach you guys cool stuff again. Don't forget, Christopher's been talking about it all stream. I'm going to reiterate it one more time. Make sure you guys pop into our web store tomorrow to pick up all the new amp colors when they get released, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then don't forget to check out all the links that Christopher has put down, specifically the store link where you can go tomorrow. Don't forget, you can also buy these at your local game store. Many of them will have them already. So check the FLGS link that we put in there for you. Also check out the Discord. We have 5,567 amazing artists watching Jordan painting an angry furry beaver on stream. That's a really accurate description of what this monster looks like. It's got big old teeth. And then make sure you guys check out the YouTube link as well. Wonderful long form video tutorials on there, short form video tutorials, as well as all of the VODs from stream. If you miss a stream or you want to catch up on one that you have already started in the middle of the road, go ahead and check it out. We are going to find somebody to raid, take you guys into the rest of the evening with a little bit more hobby action. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for our regularly scheduled live stream. Don't forget, we stream from Monday through Friday, same time every day. It will, generally speaking, it'll be Jason. Sometimes you'll get me thrown into the mix. I will be here next Monday and Tuesday for some more Giordano LaFontaine action. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful evening. We will see you all tomorrow.